as the storm moves towards you. This is the only tornado warning we have in the area right now, so I'm going to switch back over to the velocity so you can see all those gusty winds. Where we're watching is the reds and the greens, and these green colors are some very gusty winds within this storm. So let's go ahead and see if we can plot some of these winds here to show you just how fast they are within this storm right now. So we're looking at the rotation isn't very tight, so great news there. But again, if you are just tuning in, we do have this tornado warning in Dale County and for Henry County in Alabama. So swapping back over to our reflectivity here, I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see exactly where this storm is located. This is the only storm that we have in the area right now. A lot of lightning within this as well. And this is in North Dale County and then for northern Henry County as well. So I'm actually going to step off the screen here because I am trying to man a lot of different things. So I'm going to check on the National Weather Service right quick, see what they're saying about this. So this is moving east at 30 miles per hour. Right now, and like I said, this is north of Ozark. So let me see if we can get a view from our sky cam here in Ozark, but probably not going to get a good vantage point on this, and I'm not seeing it. So so far so good. We don't have any damage reports from the National Weather Service, but again, this storm is very electric. You can see all those lightning strikes within it. Even up near Eufaula, you're still dealing with the rainfall. But I'll zoom out a little farther here. Only storm we have right now, but we will have to keep an eye on this one that is just out of our viewing area to the south and the west of Andalusia, starting to have a little lightning within it as well, which means it is strengthening. So again, today, this is what we could see. We're going to see these cells that get out by themselves, supercell storms, and once they get out by themselves, they're feeding on the atmosphere setup that we have. And we could see these tornado warnings. So that's exactly what we're experiencing right now in Dale County. So we'll take our box and zoom back in here, and this is going to pass just to the north of the radar site. So we'll actually get a really good vantage point on this storm. Some very, very gusty winds going on in Dale County right now. This is to the north and the east of Ozark. Newville, this is going to stay to your north as well. But again, if you're in Abbeville, after the rough day you had yesterday, you need to take this storm seriously as well, because you are in the path as it continues to move off to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So let's zoom in a little farther here, see if we can get some road names and some areas. So zooming in, we have Barfield Crossroads. So if you live in that area, you want to be in your safe place right now. County Road 40, this is going to pass over you. So if you live along County Road 40, that's in Henry County. You want to be in your safe place right now. Bell's Crossroad, this is pretty much over you as we speak. And County Road 69, that is in Dale County. Make sure that you are in your safe place from this storm as it continues to move over the area. So over the next few minutes, we'll keep an eye on this storm as it continues on its path. Again, this is the only active tornado warning we have in the area right now. This is in northern Dale County, and portions of Henry County is where the storm is headed, and just a lot of lightning showing up on reflectivity. And if you are in this area, then you want to make sure you're staying away from your doors and windows, even if you're not in that tornado polygon, because it is very electric. Chances are maybe you lost power last night in those storms that we saw. You're probably going to lose power again as this moves through. So keep away from the doors and windows. But the good news is, if you are tuning in, and I'm not saying your area, say I'm not talking about Dothan or Headland, well, that's good news. That means you don't have any storms going on. But again, today we are under that slight risk of seeing strong to severe thunderstorms. I've been watching these storms all morning long, and they've been trying to get their act together, trying to get that little hook that we watch for rotation. And this one was able to get out by itself, and that's why we have that tornado warning. Although I don't know if a tornado is occurring, but I can tell you the threat for some straight line winds within the storm is there in northern Dale County right now. So this is going to be passing over into Henry County here over the next couple of minutes. It's moving about 30 miles per hour to the east. So we'll continue to stick with this over the next few minutes as this tornado warning continues. I'm kind of one-man banding it right now. I'm here by myself, so I'm going to be jumping off screen here and there, checking on the National Weather Service. But this is what we're looking at on radar, and it's that little hook just to the north of the actual radar site that we will continue to watch closely as we head through the next couple of minutes. No reports coming in from the National Weather Service, which is some great news there. Let me check on the sky cam, see if we can get a good advantage point to see the storm, but so far not really seeing much from the Ozark sky cam. But again, if you are tuning in, we do have an active tornado warning, and this is for northern Dale County into portions of Henry County. That does include Abbeville. So if you are in Abbeville, I need you to be in your safe spot. Zooming in here a little closer. I want to make sure that I can get some town names and some areas here so that you know what we're looking at. So Bell's Crossroad, this is pretty much right over you. It's this area right here that we'll be watching for that possible tornado. And if you're on County Road 40, this is in Henry County, then I need you to get in your safe spot. If you're in Abbeville, again, I've said it before, you had a rough day yesterday, but this storm is headed your way, and it does have a possible tornado with it. So I need you to get in your safe spot. If you're in Skipperville, the worst of the storm is just off to your east, but you need to stay in your safe place for now. Even in Echo, be in your safe place away from the storm. The worst of it should pass just to your north. We'll go back over to velocity, and this is how we measure the winds and if they are spinning within the storm. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of rotation within the storm, but I am seeing some very gusty winds from these bright green colors. So straight line winds will be a possibility as the storm moves into Henry County. Some of the heavier winds is now moving into Henry County right along County Road 40. County Road 69, that's in Dale County. If you live along that road, you want to make sure that you're in your safe place. And again, Bell's Crossroads, you're actually in the worst of the storm as we speak. So flipping it back over here, I'll zoom out a little bit because I want to make sure that I'm not missing anyone, but that is the only storm that we have in the area right now. I'll even move over here. We do have a storm just to the south and the west of Andalusia. Right now, just a little bit of lightning with it, but the way that the atmosphere has already started to act this morning, we will have to keep an eye on that to see if it can start feeding off the instability that is in the atmosphere this morning. So we do have that tornado watch in effect for portions of the area, and that runs until 3 p.m. this afternoon. So make sure that you are staying weather aware as we move through the next couple of days or hours here. It was a long day yesterday, and we are already starting early this morning. So if you're in Pike County, a little bit of rain falling near Troy right now, and we'll have to keep an eye on all these showers that pop up. But again, right now the only storm in the area is the one in Dale County. So we'll go back into this storm here and see what we're looking at. I'll even pull up the correlation coefficient. You hear us talk about this a lot. This is just kind of to help us see if any debris is being lofted in the air. So we'll take it back a few scans here and see if we can see anything within this storm. So there is a small area just to the south of Bell's Crossroads. So this little yellow dot right here is questionable. It could be something being lofted by the storm, but we'll have to watch it and see if it continues as this crosses into Henry County over the next few minutes here. But back to reflectivity, so you can see all the heavy rain that is within this storm. If we do have a tornado, it is going to be located right over Bell's Crossroad right now. This is along County Road 69 in Dale County. Again, if you're watching from Ozark, you are good. If you're watching from Echo, it is going to pass just to your north. If you're watching from Skipperville, the worst of the storm has moved away from you, but stay in your safe place until the storm has completely passed. County Road 40 in Henry County, I need you to be in your safe place as well. This is going to cross 231 in Henry County, just to the west of Abbeville. So even if you're in Abbeville, I need you to get to your safe place. I know you had to do this yesterday a couple of times, but I need you to do it again this morning as well. So a lot of lightning within the storm as well. So it is a very healthy storm. It is by itself as well. So that just gives more fuel for the storm to play around with. So this is looking at our storm relative winds. Again, use this to show us what is going on inside the storm to see if there is any rotation within it. Very, very gusty winds that you can tell in these green colors. So we'll keep an eye on this as it moves into Henry County, and it will be doing so here very shortly. It's moving off to the east at 30 miles per hour. So we'll go back to our correlation coefficient because, like I said, we're going to keep an eye on this little area right here. So let's see how it evolves over the past couple of scans. So yeah, it's going to be very questionable. This could be something that's being lofted up by this storm past just to the south of Bell's Crossroads, and it continues now right on the Dale Henry County line. So we'll have to keep an eye on that because if it does continue, then there is a possibility that could be some debris that the radar is starting to pick up. So we'll zoom out a little bit again to show you that is the only storm we have right now, and it's very easy to see from this view because of all the lightning that is located within this storm. So if you are just turning on your TV, yes, we are breaking into programming again today because we have another tornado warning, this one for northern Dale County into Henry County, and these are some of the areas that were impacted yesterday by those storms that we saw that moved through. So they are once again getting more storms today, and the chance is there for all of us to see storms again on this Thursday. So I want you to make sure that you are prepared, have that NOAA weather radio on, have those batteries in it, and of course that Forewarn Weather app, and turn the notifications on that as well because it does a great job at keeping you updated on the weather. So I am going to step off again because I want to keep checking my Ozark Skycam and the National Weather Service here to see if they are saying anything about the storm, which they are not. We have an aerial flood advisory for Coffee and Dale County. That is the only thing that is coming through on the National Weather Service right now. I'll check the Ozark camera to see if I can get a view of the storm, but I think where it's located at, it's going to be pretty hard to see it. And yeah, not really in a good spot to be able to see the storm itself. But again, we have one tornado warning in Dale County and in Henry County and portions of Alabama. We have the aerial flood advisory for portions of Coffee County and to Dale County as well. This is actually from the same set of storms just training over the same area. And when we say that, it just means they're moving in the same area, dumping a lot of rain at one time. So that could also become a concern as we head through the daytime hours today. We saw a lot of rain yesterday. We're seeing another chance of a lot of rain today. And if we do start to see these storms moving over the same area, then flooding could definitely become a concern. So I want to talk about some of the other places in our area because didn't really touch on y'all a lot. So we are starting to see showers popping up right around the Alabama-Florida line. So these will start to move into portions of Geneva County. We'll have to keep an eye on those. Geneva County is under that tornado watch until 3 p.m. today. We have some more showers moving in towards Andalusia. And this one did have more lightning with it earlier, so it's a good thing when you don't see much lightning with it because it means that it's not as strong. If you start to see a lot of lightning strikes like that storm we're seeing in Dale County, that's when you know that the storm is starting to grow stronger. So We have some rain up near Troy as well, and into Barber County, seeing that rainfall. And y'all have already seen storms move through this morning, a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings for them. But again, we have one active tornado warning, and this is now moving into Henry County. So Ozark, you are good. You are out of the worst of this storm. So I'm going to flip back over to velocity here, and still seeing the signatures for some very gusty winds. So straight line winds could be a possibility with the storm getting closer now to Abbeville. And I'm going to call you out again because trust me, I know the day you had yesterday. So I want to make sure that you are safe. Get in your safe place as the storm approaches. I am going to go back to our correlation coefficient, our CC for short, to see if this storm is picking up anything. So going back a few scans, and I'm looking for any other colors besides this dark reddish color, because if you get the yellows or the blues, then that means that something could be picked up by this storm. And again, not seeing a whole lot in the way of anything getting picked up, which is some great news. That's what we like seeing with this product. I can even, let's go back to reflectivity, see if the hail plot works, and it does look like we do have a little bit of hail within this storm. Now this likes to lag a little bit, so the hail core could be all the way into Abbeville now. This product is a little laggy, so keep that in mind as well. Reflectivity, again, just a lot of lightning and very, very heavy rainfall within this storm. So make sure that you are inside. Thunder roars, go indoors. And here's a look at your polygon. Again, this covers places like Abbeville, where you've already seen the storms yesterday. Let's zoom in a little closer and get some more roadways on here. So County Road 40, this is in Henry County, and then you have Dothan Road. This is going to cross over you as well. Wills Crossroads, I feel like I called you out yesterday. I'm calling you out again because you're in the path of the storm. It is moving off to the east at 30 miles per hour. So heads up in Wills Crossroads. Make sure that you are away from your doors and windows in your safe place as well. There's 431 in Henry County. So if you know someone that's traveling around down 431, maybe you're traveling down 431. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. So some of you may be making it to work right now. Then find somewhere to pull off. Pull over, get off the roadways as the storm passes through. Again, this is now in Henry County, so we want to make sure that we are taking this seriously. The only storm we have in the viewing area with a warning, so great news there, but it would be a lot better if we didn't have any warnings. Hopefully, we can get this one moved out of here and see a break as we head into the next few hours. But let's zoom into some other places and give you some updates. Eufaula, some very heavy rain still falling there after this storm moved through earlier with a lot of lightning and what looked like a little bit of hail for you as well. Baker Hill, seeing a little bit of rainfall, and that tornado warning is just off to your south. So let's go back to our tornado warned storm here. And again, I do think the worst of it is now passing into Henry County. So this is the area that we will watch, getting very close to 431 now. So if you are on 431, again, if you know anyone who is traveling on 431 in Henry County, call them right now and tell them you need to get somewhere, get off the roadway because the storm is coming through. And even if we don't have a tornado, there is a chance for some very gusty winds in this storm as well. Just checking with the National Weather Service here. Still not seeing anything, any damage reports from this storm. Great news for that. Let's see, still moving east at 30 miles per hour. And this goes until 9:15. So we still have about 20 minutes left on this tornado warning. So we'll have to see if they continue that warning, but that's what we're looking at right now. So I can take you back in to this area, and they just trimmed back the tornado warning. So Dale County, you're now out of the tornado warning, but we still have that tornado warning for Henry County in Alabama. So County Road 40, you're seeing some very, very heavy rain right now. We have County Road 41 East. So if you live along that road, make sure that you are in your safe place. County Road 99, be in your safe place. County Road 53, be in your safe place as well. It does look like the worst part of this storm will pass right to the south of Abbeville, but Abbeville, you need to be in your safe place as the storm moves through, because that chance for some very gusty winds is there as well. So we'll go over to velocity and little broad rotation showing up in this storm. So right here where you see the reds and the greens coming together, that's where we'll see the rotation. So caps, this is going to move right over you. And again, getting very, very close to 431 in Henry County. So be in your safe place along 431. You have 173 that runs up through here as well. Dothan Road and County Road 99. This will start to cross over your area as well. And the worst of this is just to the south of County Road 40 in Henry County. Bells Cross Road, I called you out earlier. The storm has now passed off to your east. So you are good if you are located in Dale County. Back to reflectivity, and it's this little hook here that we're going to have to continue to watch, because if we do have a tornado, this is where the tornado would be located. So up above that is where we could see some large hail, and of course that very, very heavy rainfall. So we can even try to plot the hail, but like I said, this can be laggy at times. It does look like it is picking up on some pretty large hail within this storm as well. So this is going to travel over 431, could be lagging. The hail could already be at 431. So if you are driving and the hail is falling, that is not a great combination to have. Hopefully everyone is staying safe. Back to reflectivity for this tornado warned storm. This is the places that need to be in their safe place. So County Road 53, Wills Cross Roads, Abbeville, Hardwickburg, and Shorterville. You need to be in your safe place. You're not in that tornado polygon just yet, but if this storm continues and strengthens as we move over the next few minutes here, you will be the next in line to see that tornado warning. So right now, the area of concern is crossing over 431, and again, this is County Road 99. It's going to pass over you as well. Dothan Road. So this is in Henry County. You need to make sure that you are taking your tornado precautions. We'll go back to our correlation coefficient just to see if we can see anything that's possibly being lofted in the air, but not seeing anything that pops out. We're looking for a little circle of some bright colors, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot here, which could be some really good news that hopefully the storm is not doing any damage. But this broad rotation right along 431 is something that I will continue to monitor as we head into the next few minutes here as they keep this tornado warning going. The tornado warning itself goes until 9:15. So again, we have about 20 minutes left on the tornado warning to see if they end up extending it. But this is the only one we have right now. We do have an aerial flood warning in effect for portions of Coffee County into Dale County. And then watching this little shower that will move towards Andalusia. So this one has a little bit of lightning with it, but the lightning has started to go down over the past couple of scans, and that's what we like seeing, because if you see a lot of lightning like we are seeing from the storm in Henry County, that means that it is still strong. So when the lightning starts to fade, that's when you know that the storm is starting to fade. But not seeing that with our storm up here in Henry County. It is still very active when it comes to the lightning, and some of you may still not have power after the storms that moved through yesterday, and of course this is only going to hinder that progress in getting that restored. So Very heavy rain falling in Abbeville right now. Like I said, the worst of this is passing over 431 as we speak. So be in your safe place, be away from those doors and windows. As far as severe weather outlook today, we are under a slight risk of strong to severe thunderstorms. So the risk level is lower than yesterday, but it's not zero. And this is exactly why it's not zero, because we can still see these storms that tap into the instability that we have in place in the atmosphere. And once they tap into it and they get out by themselves like this storm is, then that's when we can see that rotation and that thunderstorm and tornado chance grow. So let's see if it's still picking up on some hail. And it is, but back a couple of scans ago is when we had some larger hail within this, not looking as bad now, but not to say there's not large hail falling within this storm. Storm relative winds still very strong here as it moves just to the south of Abbeville. So if we plot a couple of these wind speeds, yeah, we're looking at 40, 50 mile per hour winds here. So you want to make sure that you're away from those doors and those windows. And only tornado warning right now in the area. This is in Henry County, and that's why we broke into programming, because it is in our immediate viewing area. May not be covering where you're at, but your friends and family may be in Henry County. So again, I'm going to continue to step off here because I'm trying to keep up with the National Weather Service and what they're saying about this storm and seeing if they are going to continue the tornado warning. So the latest update, continuing the tornado warning, a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Abbeville, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So again, with these storms like yesterday, they're not moving very fast. And that is exactly what we saw from our storms yesterday. Sometimes you can get these supercells and they're moving 50, 60 miles per hour. These are moving right along at 30, so not moving too fast to where you can't take cover. So if you're in Shorterville, make sure that you are taking cover because you need to be in your safe place. Even in Hellberg, this is going to stay to your north, but it does not hurt to make sure that you are away from your doors and windows as well. So let's swap back over to velocity. Yeah, it's this area, like I said, right along 431 that we have this possible tornado. That's where the rotation is at. So this, if it continues to move off to the east, that means it's going to go right to the south of Shorterville, Hellberg. This is going to stay to your north. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this storm. Let's see. Let's zoom in closer here so we can really get some towns on here and some roadways. So County Road 41 East, County Road 99, Dothan Road, again, south of Abbeville. So right here is where we're watching for that area of rotation. This area of rotation itself in the storm is moving off to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So Wills Crossroad, you have enough time to get in that safe place right now away from your doors and windows before this storm does move into your area. And some very, very gusty winds will probably approach Abbeville here over the next few minutes as well. Back to the reflectivity, and it does look like the velocity may be lagging behind the reflectivity just a little bit. So it's this area that is of concern as we move through the next few minutes here. But very, very heavy rain falling across 431 near Abbeville. So if you're on 431 near Abbeville, it is not a great time to be out on the roadways in this storm. Let's zoom out. I want to make sure that I'm checking other areas just in case I don't want to miss another storm. So Pike County, some heavy rain falling there. Barber County's seen plenty of heavy rain already today. And you can definitely spot our tornado warned storm because very electric. Look at all these lightning strikes. And I know I said it before, but if you did lose power yesterday and the multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms we saw and it hasn't been restored yet, then that means this is just going to hinder the process in Henry County with this storm moving through. But Right now, we have to worry about the tornado warning that we do have in that area. So again, just want to make sure you are staying safe as the storm moves through. In Abbeville, Shorterville, Hellberg is going to stay to your north. Even Newville, this is going to stay to your north as well. It is now, the worst of it has passed over 431 in portions of Henry County, but still very, very heavy rain falling along 431. So you don't want to be driving in this at all right now. Stay off the roadways. If you are on the road, if you can pull over because it's going to be very, very hard to see in this situation. So again, just checking with the National Weather Service here to see what they're going to do with this warning, because we are coming up on 9 o'clock here and the warning is set to expire at 9:15. So I do think that they will end up extending this. Looks like we just had another tornado watch come out. So I'll see what they have to say about that in a few minutes. But again, only storm we have in town. It was able to get out by itself, tap into the unstable atmosphere that we're seeing today, and this is what we're looking at. If we don't have a tornado, we definitely have some very strong winds. So correlation coefficient, checking for any debris that's being lofted in the air, looking for those bright colors. So let's toggle back and forth here over the past couple of scans. So have to keep an eye, still seeing little things that are popping out at me, like this little circle right here. Now let's see if that adds up to where the greatest winds are. Not really. And back on reflectivity. So not really lining up with the storm. So hopefully that's some good news there. And that's pretty much what we do as meteorologists. We have to add everything up. We have to look at all our products and then say, okay, well, does this make sense? And that little area in the correlation coefficient doesn't really line up with what I'm looking at when it comes to the other products. So either way, very strong winds now moving through portions of Henry County. This is approaching the very edge of this polygon, so we'll have to see if Tallahassee is going to extend this warning. Worst of the storm is just to the south of Abbeville, and they did extend it into a severe thunderstorm warning, so probably means they're going to let the tornado warning expire at 9:15, but we'll stay with this over the next few minutes to see exactly what ends up happening with the storm. Not really seeing the pronounced hook that it had earlier, so great news there, but still very, very heavy rain within the storm. A lot of lightning. It's very electric. So today would be another great day to make sure that your phone is charged, just in case. Of course, if you can charge your phone, because like I said before, I know there's a lot of us that still don't have power restored from last night, and now we have more storms moving through. But any way that you can stay up to date with the forecast would be great today. NOAA weather radios come in handy, that is for sure. But great news with the storm is with every scan, there's no hook, and that's what we look for when it comes to the possibility of a tornado. So it looks like it's turning into more of a straight line wind event with very strong winds now just to the south of Abbeville. So this is going to pass just to the north of Hellberg. I know that you saw your share of very active weather yesterday as well. So Shorterville, this is going to stay off to your south as well. And again, let me see what the National Weather Service is saying about the severe thunderstorm warning that they just put out. So severe thunderstorm warning for Henry County in Alabama, Clay and Early County in Georgia. And they did give it the tornado possible tag. So we will have to continue to watch that, because they're saying this thunderstorm warning could turn into a tornado warning. And we also have a new tornado watch that looks to cover the entire area. That will run until 3 p.m. Central Time. That's 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you are in Georgia, that will go until 4 p.m. So this is what we're looking at right now. Looks like it's turning into more of a straight line wind storm. We'll flip back over to reflectivity here. Again, I like seeing that. I like seeing no hook on these storms, but very active storm with a lot of lightning and the very, very heavy rain that stretches all the way up from Hellberg into Shorterville and even north of that. So 431, still don't want to be traveling along 431 in northern Henry County in Alabama. So let's reset our view here as we wait to see what happens with this tornado warning. And again, we have a shower just to the south of Andalusia. It continues to move off to the north. Had some lightning with it earlier, so we will have to watch that, because if we start to see lightning, that means that the storm itself is strengthening. If you are in Andalusia, you will see the rainfall here shortly. So you've already seen rain today. You're about to see more. So moving up a little bit here, we'll go over into Pike County. And you've saw your fair share of rain today, and thunder and lightning and all of that good stuff. But this is what we're looking at, Troy, right now. Some light rain. And this will continue off and on for the rest of the day today, even into Barber County. You've saw thunder and lightning and storms already this morning. So again, today, you want to make sure you're staying weather aware. Although the Storm Prediction Center only has us under a level 2 out of 5, severe weather can still happen because the atmosphere is still unstable. Now, it may not be as unstable as it was yesterday at this time, but we still have that chance for strong to severe thunderstorms, and that's what we saw in Dale and Henry County when that tornado warning popped up. Is these storms are still able to tap into what is a very moist and humid atmosphere. So this is what the storm looks like now. Still has that tornado warning on it. We're now at 9:08, so this tornado warning goes until 9:15. So we have a few more minutes left on the warning, but still a lot of lightning. They continued the warning for severe thunderstorm warning that covers the rest of Henry County in Alabama, and then into Clay and Early County into Georgia. So early heads up for y'all over in Georgia. This storm is headed your way, has a history of a tornado warning, have not seen any damage from the storm. So great news. Hopefully we can keep it like that. We'll see if there's any hail within the storm as well. It's showing potential for some hail as well. Again, this product lags a little bit, so there is a possibility that this hail that's picking up just to the east of Abbeville could possibly already be in Shorterville, because the hail products are pretty laggy. But back to reflectivity to show you very, very heavy rain falling here in Henry County, Alabama. We even have another shower that is developed behind this storm. This is to the north of Ozark in Dale County, and to the northwest of Echo. Has a lightning strike with it as well. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Don't really think that much will come of it though, because it's training across the same area that this tornado warned storm did. So the tornado warned storm took all the fuel out of the atmosphere for now. But let's flip back to velocity, show you what we have going on. Again, still area of some very gusty winds within the storm right around Abbeville. And this is going to be to the east of 431 in Henry County. So want to make sure in Shorterville that you are in your safe place, you are taking your precautions. Even into Bluffton, make sure that you are paying attention. Although you're just under that severe thunderstorm warning, the National Weather Service did give it that tornado possible tag. So still have to keep an eye on that storm as it moves your way. So in Bluffton, you're already seeing some rain, but the heaviest rain is still off to your west. Abbeville still dealing with that heavy rainfall. So we'll zoom in a little closer here to the storm and put some more places like Wills Crossroads. Called you out a couple of times yesterday, calling you out again. Hardwickburg, you want to be in your safe place as this storm moves through, and even in Haines. So this is County Road I want to say 41. Can't really see under the Haynes sign there, but County Road 53 still dealing with the heavy rain as well. Dothan Road, some very heavy rain along there as well. But places like Wills Crossroads, Shorterville, Hardwickburg, you want to make sure that you're not outside during the storm. That is for sure. So it is 9:11 now. We have about 4 more minutes on this tornado warning. We'll switch back to our velocity. Still showing some broad rotation right around Hardwickburg. So this is the area of concern. It actually is moving out of the tornado warning polygon. So even if you're in Haynes, you're under that severe thunderstorm warning, but you want to make sure that you're treating it like a tornado warning with that tornado possible tag. We could get another tornado warning on this at any time. So you treat this like it is one. So Shorterville, this is going to go to your south. And the worst of the storm, that is, because you are dealing with the very, very heavy rain. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. And again, some great news with the storm is not seeing any hooks. The hooks is what really shows us, okay, we got rotation in this storm. It's out by itself. But now this is becoming one big blob of very, very heavy rain and some gusty winds. So we'll go back to velocity and check out some other areas. We got some gusty winds now moving into the northern part of Henry County. So we'll keep an eye on this as well. And zooming in here, put some town names in here so you know where I'm talking about. So we have County Road 40. Feel like I called you out not too long ago, but you want to make sure that you're still staying away from your doors and windows because the storm has not moved through your area just yet. We got some more gusty winds starting to pick up as well. So this is once again going to move over another portion of 431. So if you are along 431, then make sure that you are taking precautions, you're staying off the roadways because very, very heavy rain is still falling in that area from what you can see on reflectivity here. So zooming out farther because again, I want to make sure that everyone else is aware of what's going on. Again, today we have the chance of strong to severe thunderstorms. Obviously, we've already had one tornado warning, and that tornado warning still ongoing, has 1 minute until it expires. So we'll have to see if the National Weather Service does drop that and just continue with the severe thunderstorm warning. But for the rest of the area, we're still relatively quiet for now. A little bit of lightning in the storm that is moving out of Pike County. Eufaula, you're seeing a break in the rainfall for now. Andalusia's about to get in on the rainfall. But for the rest of the area, not looking too bad. I will check on the National Weather Service and see exactly what they're thinking on this storm and the tornado warning that is set to expire here in 1 minute. So if you tuned in yesterday, you heard me talk about how we have 3 national weather services that we communicate with here in the Wiregrass. We have the National Weather Service in Birmingham, we have the National Weather Service in Tallahassee, Florida, and we have the National Weather Service in Mobile that has a couple of our counties. So I have to bounce back and forth through the 3 of them to see what they are thinking. So looks like Tallahassee did end up dropping that tornado warning for Henry County. But before I let you go off the air, I do want to zoom back in here to just show you what we have going on. Very, very heavy rain falling in Henry County, and there is a chance of some very gusty winds as well. So be sure to stay away from your doors and windows. There is a tornado possible tag with this severe thunderstorm warning. So I will continue to monitor it and I will hop back on air if need be as we head into the next couple of hours with these storms as they start to fire up. But the big takeaway for today is another day where you need to stay weather aware throughout the morning time and into the afternoon hours because we could see more storms like this. But I will jump off your TV now. So enjoy the rest of your day. And of course, I'll be right back here if I need to be at any point this morning.